Everybody, Jeff, your executive gardener. Thanks for joining me for another episode. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking about growing pickling cucumbers. I get a lot of comments from my previous videos that I do around pickling cucumbers, and there's a lot of questions people have about why do I have too many male flowers versus female flowers. So here's what I'm going to do to start with. I'm not going to repeat the video I did several months ago, but I'll put the description or the link of the video in the description of this box. Please watch that. That will tell you the variety of the cucumbers that I used from the Ukraine. Now to start with, you do have to send away. They do take 10 to 20 days to get back. They are not GMO, so they're non-GMO. And these variety produce 8 female flowers to 1 male flower. And your harvest is 8 times more than you're going to get with a standard cucumber plant. So I'm going to also talk about, when I get the camera, what I do to keep the cucumbers producing. But just to kind of give you a look here, there's a bowl full of pickling cucumbers that I picked yesterday, and the harvest just keeps coming and coming and coming again. So I encourage you to use this variety. Obviously, cucumbers are a great summer plant. In Houston, Texas, where it's Memorial Day weekend, I'm going to harvest a bunch of them. I'm going to make dill pickles tonight. You can look back at another video I have when I talk about my dill pickle recipe, and I may actually put that in the description box. So if you want to make your own dill pickles, do that. Lastly, I do want to thank all our veterans that have served our country, all of our service members currently serving our country. It is Memorial Day weekend. It's a special weekend here in the United States. So I encourage all of you to take time to thank the veterans and the servicemen and women that service our country these days. Hang your flag, be patriotic. It's a very, very special weekend here in the United States and probably for around the world. So let me get into it, get behind the camera, and I'll show you how the pickling cucumber vines are doing. All right, let's get into it. So these are my pickling cucumber plants. And they look a little bit lighter in color. I actually put some magnesium sulfate to green them up. Look at the color compared to the green beans. So they're looking a little light in color, but if you also look, they're also a little bit wilted, the leaves. And that's just because, don't be concerned about that. In the middle of the summer, it's 95 degrees here in Houston. It's hot, it's humid. They're going to do that. The plants and the leaves will wilt during the middle of the day. That's okay. They come back at night. Anyway, it's getting plenty of water. So to start with, obviously, to grow healthy cucumber plants, cucumbers are heavy feeders. So you need a lot of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and other micronutrients such as calcium and magnesium sulfate and others that you can buy a great micronutrient mix. In addition, they need a lot of water, so each one of these plants probably takes a gallon and a half of water. There's actually 2 or 3 plants in each of these raised beds, but it takes combined 1 to 2 gallons a day of water, so they need a lot. Best to water them not from the leaves, but the ground. These plants, these varieties that I got, and again, the link is below, they are somewhat blight and mildew resistant, but they still can get it. So doing pretty well. They do vine out, as you can see. These are vining out on trellis. Now the secret to this plant, and I've said this already in the video, is that they do produce 8 female flowers to 1 male flower. So I'm going to get up close and give you an example. You need to compare this to your cucumber plant at home. Your cucumber plant at home, if it's a typical pickling cucumber plant or a regular cucumber plant like a Boston or straight 8, you're going to get, especially as it gets hotter, you're going to get 8 to 10 male flowers versus 1 female flowers. Your harvest will be 1/8 of what these plants will do. So I encourage you, if you want a bigger harvest, if you're making things like pickling cucumbers like I am, I almost can't keep up with the amount of cucumbers that I'm getting. But if you're maximizing your square footage in your garden, why not do this? Certainly your call. So as we get into this, let me get close and show you what it looks like. So let's take a look here. And this is one of the vines. So all of these, now if you look, there's cucumbers that are on the vine here, okay? But all of these are female flowers, okay? And you can tell because the female flower has this small cucumber, and then when it's pollinated by the bees, that's what it looks like. Now, not all the cucumbers do last, like some of these do die off, but a good amount do produce cucumbers. Now, the opposite of that is this is a male flower. So, actually, that's a male flower there. See, there's no cucumber behind that male flower. Some more male flowers. But if you look at these, let me get up on another vine. You know, this is another one that's going out. Female, the female flower. Female, female. These are all female flowers that should produce cucumbers. Let's look at another vine. So if you go up here, you know, these are all female cucumbers that have been pollinated. Another vine, let's take a look. Again, there's a cucumber there. Let's follow the vine out. Female flower, bunch of female flowers. Cucumbers, it's one, it's going to get pollinated. Another female flower. So again, I just don't want to waste time. I want to maximize my harvest, and I believe inside the plant there's some more cucumbers. Let me give you a view of some of the others. It's a good size. So in this plant you've got 2 cucumbers that are hanging right there. So again, your call, but if you're going to do it, I would suggest that you maximize your harvest, especially if you don't have a lot of room in a square foot garden. So I'm going to take these cucumbers in addition to the one you saw, and I'm going to make my own dill pickles. The dill pickles, I do use fresh dill, onions, obviously the vinegar is in there, and I do use a little bit of hot pepper to add a little bit of spice to it. But that's the update on the cucumber plants. No shortage of cucumbers. Again, the link for this variety of cucumber is in the description box, so click on it. But leave me a comment, let me know how your cucumbers are doing, and hopefully you're having as productive as a harvest as I am. Again, just a quick video update on the pickling cucumbers. The other thing I wanted to say before I leave is that a lot of people ask me why I grow this variety of cucumber, and it's because I don't like a lot of seeds. I like my cucumbers to be crispier, and they're a little bit sweeter. And these cucumbers can be used for salads. They can be used for dill pickles, sweet and sour pickles, whatever the case may be. So it's just a preference. They typically don't get bitter. You want to pick pickling cucumbers when they're about this size, okay? Just like a dill pickle size, okay? So if you take a look at my hand, yeah, that's the size they are. If they do get bigger, once they sometimes get yellow or orange, they're too bitter, you throw them away, or when they're orange or older, you save them for seeds, okay? Anyway, that's an update on the pickling cucumber vines. Hope everybody, again, has a great Memorial Day. And give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave me a comment if you have any questions at all about growing these cucumber plants. Have a good one. Bye.